Well, hello all my yoga friends. Welcome to Got Yoga. I'm Chris Scott, and in today's video, we're gonna be doing yoga for a beautiful butt. That's right, we're gonna be doing some butt exercises, a little glute workout with a yogic perspective. So a little twist on it. When I say we're coming from the yogic perspective, I mean, I really want you to focus on still keeping that steady, deep breath, just like I always talk about in your yoga practice while you're doing your yoga asana, your poses. So long inhales, long exhales, and if you find yourself having shallow, short breath, then back out and take a break. All you need are some 3-pound weights, 5-pound weights, whatever you want. Or you don't need any weights. And if you don't have any weights, then 2 water bottles. You can just fill up some water bottles. But you really don't need anything if you want. You can just use your own body weight. Let's jump into it. I will be offering modifications for beginners with yoga blocks. So if you have yoga blocks, those are super helpful to modify with. Let's get that booty burning. Alright, grab a drink of water, grab your weights, or 2 of these, and let's get started. I might look a little funny because I'm using my fisheye lens, but I'm a very tall human being, and so this lens fits all of me. I just look a little wonky, but whatever. We're all a little wonky, aren't we? Alright. I would like you to come onto your mat. We're going to start in child's pose. So bring your big toes together and bring your knees nice and wide, maybe as wide as your mat. And then go ahead and start to walk your hands down your mat and draw your chest down towards the mat, lengthening your spine. Rest your forehead on the mat and let your forehead wrinkle towards your nose. So if this is uncomfortable for your arms, you can cactus your arms, you can draw them behind you. I just want you to go ahead and start to take notice of your breath. Possibly close your eyes here. And as you start to notice your breath, you might notice that it starts to lengthen. So let that air run up your back as you inhale and down your back as you exhale. Keep finding that nice, steady breath. Inhale, rising to the top of the chest. Exhale, letting your belly soften between your thighs. Find any tension in your body and in your face and try to let it go. Possibly relaxing the jaw, relaxing that brow. Take one more deep inhale here and exhale to let it all out. Plant your hands shoulder distance if they're not already. Spread the fingers wide and lift up the hips. Coming into a tabletop position. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Inhale, lift the sit bones, lift the gaze for a stretchy cat. Exhale, press into the palms, round the spine, angry cat. Inhale to lift the sit bones. Exhale to round the spine, lengthen the tailbone towards the heels. Inhale to lift, keep pressing into those palms. Exhale to round. Get all those kinks out. Let's move on. Come onto your elbows, so your elbows are underneath your shoulders. Bring your knees together. We're going to do a few donkey kicks here. So lift your right leg up into the air and press through your heel. And then draw your knee into your chest. Keep pulling, pressing into your forearms here. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Really reach through your heels. Inhale. Exhale. You feel the burn yet? Inhale. And exhale. Whoo! Lower that knee down. And reach your left heel into the air. Here we go. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Try to keep your hips parallel with the mat. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more. Exhale. Inhale. I lied. 1 more. Exhale. Woo! Knees wide. Good. Press back into another child's pose. Take a deep breath here. Lift the body up. Making sure the hands are planted, fingers spread wide. Go ahead and reach the feet back, come into a high plank. Your shoulders are over your wrists, and you have your hips in line with your shoulders. Press into the index finger and the thumb, really root your hands into the earth. Be nice and strong. Pull that navel in. Hang out here for just a couple more seconds. You got this. All right. Go ahead and lift the hips up and back, coming into Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Lift the hips up and back so your sit bones are nice and high. Bringing the weight into the heels. Pedal the feet out here, get the kinks out a little bit. Bring the feet together. Keep reaching into your hands so you're really pressing the palms into the earth. Lift the right leg up into the air. And keep the hips parallel with the mat. So you're in a 3-legged dog now. Really reach through your right heel. Press into the hands. Find equal weight in both your hands. And see if you can start to pulse your heel up. The more you pulse, the more it burns. A couple more breaths here. Let the head dangle. And then exhale, pull the knee into the chest. Bring the right foot close to the hands. Drop your back knee, inhale as you rise up, coming into a low lunge. Make sure your knee is stacked over your ankle. Another breath here, reaching through your side ribs. And then we're going to go ahead and plant the hands down, tuck our back toe, walk our back knee forward just a little bit, and grab your weights if you're using them. If not, you can bring your hands onto your hips as we press into that back heel, press into the front foot, and rise the body up, coming into a high lunge here. And now we're going to pulse, working on that booty. Just lower that back knee down as the hips rise up and down. Find a steady breath here. Keep reaching through your back heel. Don't let your front knee overshoot your toes. A couple more. 3. Sink a little lower. 2. 1. Lower your back knee down. Remove your weights if you're using them. Press back into a downward facing dog. Reach your left leg up into the air. Equal weight in both hands, reaching through the index finger and the thumb, pressing that energy into the earth. And reach through that back heel. Maybe you pulse here, try to square your hips with the mat so you're not open. Your hip points are parallel. Couple more pulses. And then exhale, draw your knee into your chest. Plant your left foot close to your hands. Inhale to untuck your back toe, rising up into a low lunge. Take a nice breath here. Maybe you gaze up. And then exhale. Plant the hands down. Walk your back knee in just a little bit. Grab your weights if you're using them, or hands on the hips. Press into the feet. Press into that back heel. Rise the body up into a high lunge. Knees stacked over the ankle. Lower that back knee down. Start to pulse. Really plug your femur bone on your front leg into your socket. So your femur bones are hugging into their sockets. The energy is actively drawing up through your feet. Broad chest. Lowering that back knee down. And then rising back up. 3, 2, and 1. Lower that back knee down. Remove your weights, plant your palms, press back. Downward facing dog. Bend your knees, gaze forward, step or jump to your hands. Root your feet into the earth, slight bend in the knees. Inhale as you rise up. Coming to stand, exhale to join your palms. Bring your hands onto your hips. Cross your right leg over your left leg and reach over to the left with your right arm. Maybe you gaze up into your armpit. Little side stretch here. Take a nice deep inhale. Long exhale. Coming back to center. Cross your left leg over your right. Reach that left arm up. Gaze into the left armpit as you lead over to the right. Inhale to come back to center. Reach both hands up. And then on an exhale, fold forward. Cupcake your hands in front of you. Ground through your left foot and press your right foot, right heel away from you. So you're coming into a standing split here. So again, you're trying to reach through your right heel and you're trying to parallel the hips down towards the floor. So not opening up. And the higher you can get your heel up, the more it's going to start to burn. You might take an inhale, find length in the spine, and then exhale to fold forward. You can also modify with blocks underneath your hands. Find a little micro bend in your standing leg. Reach through that right heel just a little longer. Cupcaking the hands. Reach that right foot back. Whoo, coming into a low lunge. So drop your back knee down. Inhale to rise up. And exhale, back foot to the front. Fold forward again at the top of your mat. Take a long inhale and an exhale here. Letting the head dangle. Ground through your right foot and reach your left heel back. Standing split on the other side. Inhale, lengthen the spine, broaden the shoulders. Exhale, maybe you draw your torso towards your legs. Maybe you take your right hand to the back of your calf. Reach, reach, reach. That heel a little higher up. Also modifying with blocks here if you'd like. And then keep reaching the toes back. Lower that back foot down, coming into a low lunge again. Inhale to rise up. And exhale to fold forward at the top of your mat. Hanging like a rag doll, grab at your elbows. Root to rise, bend in the knees. Inhale. Reaching the palms up. Exhale to join the palms. Bring your hands onto your hips. We're going to do a warrior 3. Little variation here. Ground through your right foot and press your left heel back. behind you. As you straighten your leg behind you, your chest will naturally start to draw forward. Keep reaching through that left heel. And then go ahead and bend your front knee. Tap your left knee to your right calf. And then inhale to reach that left heel back. Exhale, tap knee to calf. Little Shiva squat. Inhale, reach back. And if you can, join your palms together at heart center. Exhale, knee, right calf. Inhale, reach it back. Ooh, this is a hard one. Exhale, knee to calf for Shiva squat. Inhale, reach it back. Exhale, knee to calf. One more. Press through that left heel. Draw your chest down. Whew. Exhale, back of the knee to the calf. Stand back up. Whew. And come back to stand. Awesome. Maybe shake it out a little. Let's do the other side. Bring your hands on your hips, ground through your left foot. Reach your right heel back. As you press through your right heel, your chest will start to naturally draw down towards the floor. Coming into Warrior 3. You also have your options with blocks in the chair. And then we're gonna go ahead. Start to bend that front knee, right knee to left calf. Shiva squat. Inhale. Reach that right heel back. You can join the palms together. Exhale, knee to calf. Chest comes up. Inhale. Chest draws forward. Heel goes back. Exhale. Knee to calf. Inhale. Warrior 3. Exhale, knee to calf. Shiva squat. Inhale, reach through your heel. Exhale, knee to calf. Just go in your own timing here. And exhale, knee to calf. One more. Reach through your heel. Press your heel back behind you. And then exhale. Woo! Knee to calf. Stand back up straight. Shake it out. If you feel like you need to find your steady breath, you can go ahead and fold forward. Hang like a rag doll for a sec if you need to. In your own time, we're going to grab our weights, whether you're standing or folding forward. Bring your feet together. Bend your knees, sink your hips for a chair pose. Look at your toes. That'll sit your hips back a little bit. You're going to lift your chest, lengthen your tailbone, and sink your hips. You can bring your weights onto the tops of your shoulders. Lift your chest, lengthen your tailbone, draw the abdomen in, sink your hips. Lift, lengthen, sink a little deeper. Woo! Into that chair. If you don't like the weights, join your palms together at heart center. Or reach your arms in line with your ears if you'd like. Sink those hips a little deeper. Utkatasana, fierce pose. And then exhale. Woo! Come to stand. Fold forward as you drop your weights down towards the floor. Find a breath here. Maybe you pedal the knees out. Slight bend in the knees. Inhale. Rise up. Exhale to join your palms. All right, now we're going to come into a wide-legged forward fold. So come to the short sides of your mat with your feet. Starting in star pose here, bring your feet nice and wide so your ankles are underneath your wrists. Bring the edges of your feet parallel with your mat. Hands on the hips, navel draws up and back. Press into the outer edges of your feet. Lead with your chest and bring your hands underneath your shoulders. Take a breath here. If you have low back issues, think about staying here. If you're good, start to walk the hands back behind you, pressing the hands into the earth. Make sure you're really pushing into the outer edges of your feet so the ankles aren't collapsing. Draw your chest down towards the floor. And then you'll find a natural stopping point and just let your head dangle. Relax the tension in your face here. Take a nice long deep breath. Find that tiny bend in the knees where the kneecaps are still engaging and the tops of the thighs are engaging. Inhale to come back up with the hands underneath the shoulders. Heel toe the feet together. I forgot about this. Grab your weights. I have to come out. Have your feet so they're about shoulder distance apart. Bend your knees. Sink your hips. Lift your chest up slowly. And we're going to do a little squat here. So let's start with a standing position. Straighten your legs. Bringing the weights onto the shoulders. You're going to sink down. So sit the hips back. Draw the navel in. Lengthen the tailbone. Don't let the knees shoot past the toes. Inhale to rise up. Squeeze the glutes at the top. Exhale. Squat down. Inhale. Squeeze those glutes. Exhale. Bend. Inhale to rise. Exhale. Sit it back. You've got your chest lifted. As you sit back, you've got your navel drawing up. Inhale and exhale. Stand it up. Squeeze the glutes at the top. Let's do 2 more. Bend the knees, sit the hips back, draw the navel in, rise it up. Exhaling, inhaling to rise. And if you don't really like that option, you can always turn the toes out, bring the feet wider, and just come into a goddess squat. So I got long legs, I gotta bring my feet pretty wide, but you sink the hips down, the knees are stacked over the ankles. You can release your weights if you'd like. Join your palms together. Let's all do this together. We're all goddesses. Draw your knees towards your feet. Whoo, feel the burn. Get a little funky, you know, whatever you want to do. Or just work it. Whew. One more breath here. And then exhale to straighten the legs and rise. Top of our mats. Now, turn your toes out. Feet are a little wider than shoulder distance. Plant your hands together. Bend your knees. Sink your hips. Hang out here for a sec. Feel the burn. And then sink all the way down. Now we're in our yogi squat. So we were doing little butt squats there for a second. Now we're in the yogi squat. You wiggle your torso between your legs. You press your arms into your shins. Open your heart forward. Take a breath here. Plant the hands down, lift the hips up. Come onto the knees. Swing the feet to one side. We're gonna find our way onto our backs. Have your weights close by. Draw your heels towards you. Have your feet shoulder distance apart. So maybe you can graze the back of your toes. Maybe not. Just draw your heels somewhat close to your buttocks. Draw your navel in. Soften your rib cage so you get that gap out from underneath your back. And then lift the hips up. Slowly the lower back, up, middle back, and upper back. Peel off the ground as you press your feet into the earth for a bridge. You can take your hands to the bottom of your butt cheeks. That's how you know it's engaged. It should feel nice and tight there. Don't let the knees start to splay out to the sides. Press into the feet. Keep the knees right over those ankles. And then exhale to lower down. Now we're gonna get those weights. Kind of bring them to your hip creases. And then you're gonna draw the navel in, soften the rib cage, press into the feet, lower back, middle back, upper back, peels off the mat here. Lift those hips up, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. We're gonna lower back down, grab your weights, make sure they don't fall off of you. Exhale as you lower down. Let's pulse a couple times here. Inhale to lift the hips up. Draw the navel in, soften the rib cage. Exhale to lower down. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower, down. One more, inhale, lift up. Feel a little burning. Exhale, lower, down. Remove your weights, wiggle your feet so they are together. Navel draws up and back, lower ribs tuck in. Lift your hips up. And then reach your left heel up into the sky. Press into that right foot. Start to pulse. Lower down, lift up. Lower the hips down, lift the hips up. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And if this is too hard, lower your foot down. Do the bridge pulsing we just did before with both feet planted on the ground. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Awesome. Lower your hips down. Plant your left foot down. Take a breath. Maybe hug your knees into your chest as you exhale. We got to do one more side here. Plant the feet down together, heels close to you. Navel draws in, lower rib cage softens. Lift the hips up, press into the feet. Reach that right heel up. The higher up, the better. Lift, lift, lift. And lower. Inhale, reach through your heel. Exhale, lower the hips. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, lower. Keep that rib cage soft as you lower the hips. Inhale. Exhale. Just find your own pace. Inhale. Exhale. Keep that long breath through the nostrils. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Inhale. Exhale. Whew. Hug the knees into the chest. Maybe come into a happy baby, bringing the feet stacked over the knees. Knees nice and wide, drawing towards the armpits. You grab the outsides of your feet. You can be a happy baby by rocking back and forth if you'd like. Try to keep the lower back on the ground. Give yourself a little massage. If this happy baby isn't working out for you, you can always do just one side with the foot planted down, or you can just draw one knee into the chest and switch. Find a soft gaze in your face and a relaxed jaw, and then go ahead and release your hands, plant your feet down. Bring your feet nice and wide, about as wide as your mat. The knees are bent. Reach your hands back behind you. Draw your knees over to one side. Let them fall to one side. And then as you rise your knees back up to center, keep your low back connected to the earth by drawing the navel in, and swivel your knees over to the other side. So your feet stay where they are. Doing a little windshield wiper here. And finish off with Savasana. So your knees are wide, your legs are straight, your feet fall to the sides, palms are by your sides, your hands are about 45 degrees from your body. You can lift the hips up, tuck the tailbone a little, lengthen the tailbone, lift the chest up, lower it down, whatever makes you comfy. You might find it nice to drape a blanket, a rolled up blanket underneath the backs of your knees if you have low back issues. Come to your just normal everyday breath here. Have the eyes closed. Start to scan your whole body, starting with the face. Relax the sides of your temples. Let the eyeballs start to roll up and back into their sockets. Relax deep in the back of your throat and start to descend your awareness down. Just noticing your breath at your navel center. I encourage you to continue to let all of your body parts just melt into the mat. Keep drawing your thoughts back to your skin, drawing away from your bones feeling heavy. And hang out in your Savasana for a couple more minutes. Thank you all so much for joining me today. Hey, if you liked this video, please subscribe to my channel. Leave me a comment. Like the video. It would really help. I hope you all have a great day, and I hope your booty feels worked and you feel stretched all at the same time. Namaste, everybody.